All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my really weird, messed up version of a campaign setting, and the people below me are the people that are planning my eventual demise, which I welcome. A lot of people don't realize that the entire kind of point of being a dungeon master is you gather and kind of gain this unholy power from this satanic game, and then eventually your players slay you and they absorb your power and become DMs themselves. So, yeah.
I'm impressed at the number of games that you've had and that you currently have going on and the amount of power that you've amassed. I don't think one group is going to be able to take you down. Just saying.
I'm just waiting for the finale of Realms of the Wild where all of you guys find out exactly what was going on. You all just go, "Screw you, Jody!" So, yeah.
I look forward to that day.
Announcements. The playtest survey for 1D&D's September release, I believe, is still going on. So go ahead and do that. I finally released all my videos on it. Thus far, I've not been impressed with the new classes of 1D&D, but it's playtest material, and it will change drastically before 1D&D turns into D&D 5.5, which is what it's going to be, and no one's going to use the name 1D&D exactly how nobody used D&D Next. So their marketing team really needs to work on just stopping. Like, there's so many better things you could market about D&D. Why do you choose weird names? Otherwise, I think let's just dive right back into Traversing the Veil. Having escaped Ebbia, the party decided to look for work in the bustling port of Voxus Landing. As they got there, they all had different goals and ideas of what they wanted to get there. Crexney decided that she wanted to get her own workshop. So they went and they found a gentleman named Bartholomew who helped turn that into a reality. Arai, on the other hand, far too cool for school, decided to wander. And
No, he got distracted. Don't make him sound like he's cool at all.
The exact description we used last time was wandered off like a toddler.
Yes. Good try, though, Trainer Jody. I appreciate that.
eventually met with a gentleman that was involved in the human capital, who was able to influence Arai. When Arai returned to the rest of the party with the subconscious suggestion that they should bring the party back to this person, the party banded together and was able to wrest control from this gentleman, give it back to Arai by simply knocking her out or knocking them out until the spell wore off. And that is where we return.
So Reggie knows about what happened, right?
Did you watch the last episode, friend?
I unfortunately have not had time. Actually recently just got a new job, and that's been taking up a lot of my time.
Oh, huzzah! Congrats! If
So-
it was a good job.
It is a good job, actually, but
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's longer hours than what I used to work.
So effectively, what I just explained
Yeah.
is what happened.
Gotcha.
It's one of the reasons I do these little recaps.
Thank you.
But we're going to start with Arai this time. So Arai, your sleep has been difficult over the past roughly 8 to 9 hours. While you have not woken the entire 8 to 9 hours, you've been tossing and turning and basically going in and out of various dreams that don't seem to make a ton of sense. Each one is slightly different. Sometimes you're in one of the vanishing ruins with your family. Other times you are on the farm again, or traveling around the sovereignty. Sometimes you're in danger. Other times you are in a relatively boring part of your life. But they all have one kind of overlying theme. As you are attempting to do whatever it is you were trying to do, something prevents you from taking the actions that you want and compels you to do things that you don't want to do. And as you become more and more frustrated trying to fight with yourself, you will eventually, the dream will end, and you will go into unconsciousness only to kind of wake into another dream. And this goes on for about 8 to 9 hours. Eventually, though, you wake up and you're in your room on the ship. And for the first time in hours, you actually think you are conscious, not coming into some other dream. And the first thing that you notice is a pounding headache. Worse than the worst hangover you have ever had. But your mind is much clearer than it has been for a while. And as your memories of what's happened over the past few hours before you were rendered unconscious come back to you, this little bit of anger kind of wells up in you from just realizing exactly what had been done to you. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to slowly sit up on my bed
Mm-hmm.
and sort of rest forward and just try and process everything that just happened, and then come to the realization that my friends drugged me. And then just continue to sit there, kind of looking around the room to see if there's anything like water or anything to help deal with this headache.
I would, as you wake up, you would see a pitcher of water with a glass there, and also a small plate of food as well that Thomas had brought in earlier for you.
Okay. Arai's going to pour himself a glass of water
Okay.
and drink it, and like just stare at the food drink it really slowly and just sort of stare at the food.
Okay.
And then he's going to put the glass down, and he's going to reach over towards the plate of food and just knock it off.
Okay.
Throwing it
Remind
across the
me
room.
again where your room is. Did you take one of the passenger cabins on the cargo deck? If I remember correctly.
Remind me again where I put my room.
Wait, where's my Ship layout
I think so.
is the lower deck.
Here we go. I'll bring everyone over here so you can see. If I remember correctly, I thought she took this.
I think it was one of the
Yeah.
yeah.
That
one of
sounds
those.
right.
So as you do that,
He kept trying to take the captain's quarters, but kept saying no.
Yes.
as you do that, and the plate kind of clatters on the ground, Smegwick, with your quarters effectively being on the same deck, you would have heard.
Well, my quarters are on the deck above.
Or not Smegwick, I'm sorry, Reggie. I was looking at Reggie. I just used the wrong name. Reggie, with your quarters being effectively on the same deck, you would be the first person to hear the sound through the door of the plate being thrown to the ground. And in general, you would have kind of metal flatware and stuff like that because it's easy to clean,
Right.
easy to fix. So you hear this kind of clang, 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 clang.
The hell? Yeah, he's been kind of laying down in his hammock, just kind of strumming his violin for a moment, just kind of vibing by himself. The moment he hears that, he's gonna like put his violin away, get out of the hammock, and he's gonna basically rush over to see what happened.
Okay. So, Rai, as you wake up, I'm going to ask the rest of the Kuka crew, did any of you take any precautions for her possibly waking up before the spell had run its course? Like, did you guys lock the door, or did one of you guys decide to
Question.
watch over guarding?
I would imagine we would at the very least taken turns just like dropping by,
Okay.
Yeah.
because we know like he needed to just basically sleep it off.
Okay. So, with that being said,
I think we
Take
mentioned,
out my dice.
if anyone has heard a smashing, clanging plate, I imagine someone like, I wonder if we should have took his halberd away. Oh, well.
Smegwick, when Arai awoke, you would have been the person that was on duty to kind of watch over him.
Oh, good,
So,
because it was my idea.
so you hear that at the same time as you see Reggie starting to come over, because he obviously heard it as well. So, what would you two like to do? Arai, if you would like to, if you try the door, it is unlocked, so you can leave your room if you would like.
Hey, I'm gonna give them an opportunity to do something first.
Okay. So, Smegwick, Reggie, what do you guys wanted to do?
One of your mics is muted.
Like,
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Well, it certainly sounds like she's awake now.
Hey,
He.
hey.
Don't worry, I know I'm pretty.
Oh, darling, you're gorgeous. Well, it sounds like he's awake now.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
So,
Your turn. You didn't have tea with us.
Rochambeau?
No, like no, Smegwick's 100%. Just go, knock, knock, knock.
Okay. Arai, you hear
Alright.
someone knocking on your door.
All right.
You okay in there?
Arai's gonna go to the door and like slam it open.
Ah,
You guys feel kind of the rush of wind as the door opens, and it kind of sucks some of the air from the cabin and cargo deck into the room. It's
oh, so the
full.
door
They
opens
pull in.
inwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
I thought it opened outward and it was just gonna smack
Mac. Both of
Smegwick
them.
right into the wall.
I'm safe. I got enough space.
How far are both of you from the doorway?
Right where I'm at.
Me too.
Oh, how could you knock on the doorway from that far away?
Ding dong
Nothing's
ditch.
gonna happen. How close are you?
I have mage hand.
True.
Smegwick was smart enough too. It's like, well, he just knocked
Yeah?
on the door. No, I used mage hand. I'm like, ah.
Wait, that's odd. Where's my little minifigure?
If it's
Drag
not
and
on there,
drop.
you may
On
have
the
to
top
drag it
deck?
on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, but nothing's happening.
Click
Roll,
on
Trev?
your name on the journals tab. There should be
There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm right next to you.
all right. So, Arai, as you open the door, you see no one in front of you. But as you kind of peek your head out, you can see them just barely down the hall in the cargo deck proper, kind of looking at you.
Well, no, I mean, like, I'm right here.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you're not directly outside the door.
Okay.
So when she looks out, she sees nothing, and then pokes her head out and can see you.
And hello. Where is my pike right now?
It would have been in the room with you where you normally kind of keep it.
Okay.
So probably leaning against a wall somewhere.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna leave it there. Don't worry, I won't kill you guys yet.
Shunk.
I do have reach.
Oh crap! He has reach. Ah!
You thought you were safe.
You thought the distance was your ally.
So I'm gonna have Arai look and see Smegwig and just storm out and walk really quickly, or go really quickly up to him and sort of lean down and grab him, and just say, "What did you do to me?"
Okay.
I take one giant step back.
Yeah, Smedley actually is motioning for Reggie to take a step back. He's like, okay, First off, it was my idea. So
And
if
he
you're
picks
pissed,
him up.
so if you're pissed,
He stands up.
so if you're pissed, I get it. You were under the effects of a spell. And we had technically we had 3 options. Greater Restoration, fighting you, knocking you out, or the T. I think you can guess which one we went for. We were not the ones that cast a spell on you. I don't know if you remember how angry you got while you were under the effects of the spell.
I'm trying really hard to be nice right now.
I would also like to point out that I am allowed.
And she's just gonna drop him.
Featherfall.
I'm not that tall. I'm tall, but I'm not that tall.
We're talking like a 2-foot drop, but sure, in the nanosecond that you were airborne.
I probably wouldn't. Like, I wanted to, but I couldn't.
And what is it? 30 feet per second is falling speed. So if we're talking 2 feet, we're talking about, I don't know,
Don't even make it.
100th of a second.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Okay, again, I want to point out we were not the ones that cast a spell on you.
So Arai was able to recognize that it was a compulsion spell at this point, correct?
Yeah, you would know. You got hit by a suggestion spell.
I think you would remember, right? Because it
suggestion
doesn't rewrite memory, right?
Yeah, it's the thing with, and this is the way I tend to treat most kind of charm spells in general in my D&D games, is unless it specifically states that you don't realize it, as soon as it's over, you're not only aware of the fact that you've been charmed, but as long as it's not like a really, really powerful spell, you know the spell that was used on you.
Do you know who did it, or do you just know it happened?
Unless you actively saw someone cast the spell, you wouldn't be aware any more than if somebody hit you with a fireball. If you didn't see them cast the spell, you would recognize you got hit by a fireball.
But by process of elimination, being that it was just one
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Wasn't
I-
you
I think-
guys?
I think Arai would be relatively certain of what
Okay.
happened. So
So Arai's gonna stare down at Smegwig for a minute before walking back to his room and slamming the door. And you hear a scream from behind the door.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, all things considered.
none of you have new pike wounds, so I think you can
Yep.
put this in the win column.
Reggie pulls out a small notepad that says win-loss and a bar between. Puts one mark. Puts one mark in the win, and you can also see that the loss column has a shit ton of marks. A lot. Most of them were when he tried to use Thunderclap.
And the next page just has "You rock and you suck" on it. Suddenly, Maya from Stranger Things shows up. No. So,
Okay, we'll be upstairs when you're ready to come out and probably talk more.
so, Owie and Crexney. While this is going on, Crexney, I'm assuming you were just kind of setting up and getting your workshop to
Yep. Work.
getting it comfortable, putting your tools in the right spot, having Ogun move that chair again because now that you have your workshop, it doesn't quite fit where it was before. Owie, for the past 8 hours, and obviously part of that 8 hours, if anyone wanted to, you guys could have taken a long rest then. But it is kind of the middle of it was kind of the middle of the day, so what was Owie doing while you guys were waiting for Arai to awaken?
She would have been had her Arai's safety in the back of her mind. Kind of worrying about them, but otherwise, kind of embarrassingly helping Crutchney with her feng shui problem.
So as you guys are moving the chair for the 27th time, you don't hear the plate. Excuse me.
Scoot. That's not bad.
There's something in my throat. Sorry about that. You guys wouldn't have heard the plate clatter, but you would hear the sound of her slamming the door and kind of a muffled scream of anger afterwards. So you
I'm
two
gonna look
would-
at Owie. Like,
Sounds like they're awake.
okay. Sounds handled. I'm just gonna stay in my room.
Hi.
Question: when Arai screamed, was Arai like just screaming in the room, or did Arai grab the pillow and just like scream into the pillow? Like,
No, he's screaming into the room. And he's pacing.
Ari's going to go against her better judgment and go out to where Smegwick and Reggie are anyway.
Okay. So
we're
as you-
coming upstairs.
What did you say?
We're coming upstairs.
Okay. So, Owie, as you come to the stairs to the cargo deck, you see Smegwick and Reggie kind of walking up the stairs, and you guys meet effectively on the stairs.
Okay.
He's awake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We heard that.
Yeah.
Not happy, I assume.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to describe. Not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Regards to the chart of emotions.
Hopefully he's aware that this isn't on us. He doomed himself.
Well, definitely not happy with the fact that it was my idea with the T.
True.
And maybe we don't assign blame just yet, just as a suggestion.
Sorry.
There's a reason we're scared of the giant himbo. Just gonna suggest that.
Sorry.
So, as things slowly start to cool, Arai, how long do you want to spend in your room fuming and having conversations with no one that you are totally winning?
Yeah. Arai is someone, he can have conversations with himself.
Well, I'm specifically drawing inspiration from my own life when bad things have happened, and you just spend like 2 hours pacing up and down and going, "No, what I should have said, that would," and you just win every argument you have ever had.
That life. Probably like an hour or so.
Okay. So, after that hour, what does Arai want to do?
And I go down while
Sure.
no one's there and just not even kind of knock on the door, but kind of like open it a little bit. Are you sitting on your bed or are you walking around? All right.
Depends. How far into that hour did you come in?
No. Maybe like 30 minutes. Well, because I was trying to wait for everyone to go away and calm down.
Okay. Maybe sitting on his bed at this point.
So I want to kind of poke my head in and see him
Still
sitting,
have a headache.
sitting on his bed, and I just want to just go lay next to him and kind of put my furry like ears right on his lap, just like not talk to him, just sit there.
How can you be angry with furry ears on your legs?
Yeah. A little bunny flop.
Yep. He's gonna look down at her. Get away from me, rabbit.
That would be sad. And I'm gonna walk away, and my ears are gonna hang low.
Come back in like 20 minutes. Your ears were very soft.
First thing that came to mind is just me seeing Arai going, "Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids."
Same.
Yep.
So yeah, while Crixie's doing that, Smegwick, Aoi, and Reggie, do any of you guys have things? You guys effectively have an hour. Anything that you guys want to do during that hour specifically, or just kind of, ship stuff?
Probably ship stuff unless they want to do something else.
Reggie is going to go back to manning the helm, though he's just very casually manning it, just make sure they don't hit anything they might see. He's mostly just
docked.
Yeah, we're
Oh, we're docked? Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
So you're
So I hope we're not hitting anything.
you're sitting there at the helm.
I
Pretending.
forgot.
He's at the wheel. He's
Pew,
at the
pew,
wheel going.
pew.
He's at the room going vroom, vroom,
Vroom,
vroom.
vroom, vroom.
Guys, we're so busy. We're going so
Guys,
fast.
I am so sorry. Yeah, Reggie's gonna be like just staying on the dock, but he's gonna be playing his violin.
Okay.
Just to kind of give some atmosphere.
While staring, playing the violin.
He's playing the violin with the wheel. Like he's
Steering
basically
wheel.
like
Oh,
jury
there you
rigged the
go.
bow to the wheel, so as he turns it, it goes across the strings.
You're very impressive, sir. Very impressive.
So
You
another
play, you play Flight of the Bumblebee, we're all gonna start throwing up.
So another roughly about 20 minutes to half an hour passes. Arai, what do you want to do?
You really want me to hurt my teammates, don't you?
No,
My
I'm
party
just.
mates.
This is.
Yodi actually never said any of that, so
No, it's just constantly
have fun with
Arai,
that,
what are you
Rorschach.
Arai, what are you doing?
Well, you're kind of leading this particular thing because you're driving the plot right now. So you're in the driver's seat. You get to choose what you do next. Especially
Oh.
since the last time we played, I took agency away from your character.
True.
So
And it was very fun. I appreciated that.
Fun.
I enjoyed it.
it was an interesting
Arai
story.
didn't.
Bad
It was.
bad things happening creates conflict, which is the whole point of storytelling. So.
Mhm.
I always remember my theater professor in college said, theater is about the day something happened. Unless it's theater of the absurd, and then that's about the day nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Yep. Yep.
Well, what are you doing? We're waiting for Godot. Well, when is he going to get here?
Well, what should you do in the meantime? Sit on suitcases and talk.
Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart did that show.
Oh.
And I can't remember who played the other two characters, but who the hell cares? It was Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, that can make anything interesting.
So I'm gonna have Arai leave his room.
Okay.
And Crexney, did you go back to your workshop?
Yep.
Bring the soft ears back. So he's basically just going to storm through the ship.
Okay.
If anyone is around, he's going to completely ignore them.
Okay.
What are you doing, Crexney?
Working on my workbench.
Okay, so you're sitting down?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So Arai is going to go right up to Crexney and like touch her ears very gently and then just put his head right on top of hers. And that's it. For now.
It's like main abyss. Yeah.
T.I.?
Everyone loves Nanachi.
So, Krexney, you now have
Yes.
one Eladrin hat.
Yep.
I'm just gonna look up like this and keep working.
Okay.
Soothing bunny ears.
Another 20,
I
30
got it.
minutes pass.
Those aren't the only ears I see.
Yeah.
We'll say,
like, I'll
Reggie,
pretend
if
that-
you're on the deck, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh God.
Perception check away.
Aww.
Oh
10.
God.
10. Okay.
There you
So
go.
you are, you're a little bit preoccupied with kind of your composing. As you're sitting there, like you're playing and you're trying to find out, some different things that you haven't done before, and so you don't really notice as people are kind of getting starting to venture closer to the ship. Until you hear foots on the gangplank, and you kind of just sit up and look over, and you can see some kind of scraggly dressed people that just kind of freeze as they see you, and you both kind of stand there for a few seconds just kind of staring at each other, and the one in the front just goes, and they do an about face and start walking away.
People?
Mm?
And he's just generally calling out to everyone on the boat. Like, he doesn't care who actually responds.
Yes, Reggie?
We just had some folks try to board us and then walk away.
What the heck?
They look like a bunch of hobos. I could really use some ideas here. I don't know what to do. This is very strange.
Because you weren't here the last time, the crew is given the choice of going to an indoor dock where there is security and things like that, and docking at one of the outdoor docks where you are expected to provide your own security against people coming out and stealing stuff. You guys chose the outdoor dock because it was a lot cheaper.
Oh.
So having dealt with kind of that side of society a few times in your history, Reggie, you would totally recognize someone that thought they didn't see you because you're way up by the helm and you're kind of hidden by the helm itself. So they didn't kind of see you, and they just were looking for a quick mark, effectively. And when they realized that you were there, you made things significantly more difficult.
Oh, this is certainly going to be a fun time while we're here. Do we have any?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. Like, this is gonna be a weird question, but for all like the boxes and all of the supplies that we have, do we just have any like? Where would you say, Jody, on the ship we have just chairs? Like in all of our individual rooms, do we have like a dining room on this ship? I can't really remember. Do we have a place that has like just chairs?
We have a galley.
Yeah, you have on the cargo deck. You have the kitchen and another pauper. You have the kitchen, which has 2 tables and 4 chairs at each table. Each room has a desk with a chair in it. And then, obviously, Crexney is collecting furniture.
Lots of chairs.
And then if we go up to the mid deck, you guys actually have a little lounge up there that has kind of a love seat sofa kind of thing, and then a pair of chairs where you guys can all kind of chillax together.
Okay. Reggie's gonna quickly go to that lounge area. He's gonna basically carry a chair out of the room. He's just gonna sit it right in the middle of the deck, facing the gangplank. And then he's just gonna sit there.
All right.
Ogun's gonna go sit next to you.
This large
Mechanical
cat comes by and just kind of gunk next to
Aw, thank you so much, Precious. And he like gives the giant iron cat like a little like rub,
Dunk,
like
dunk, dunk, dunk.
like just rubs between the iron ears on top of the head.
Just gonna kind of nudge you, just like a cute, but hits you harder than he should.
Ow, ow, ow.
Cats show affection by headbutting.
Yep.
When you are fluffy and small, that's adorable. When you are large and made of metal, that is painful.
Still adorable.
Yes.
Eventually, you get a cat head to the face. Tongue.
Ow.
Oh, I can smell colors.
So
Okay, but yeah, we're just gonna be sitting there just staring.
So over the next few hours, nothing really else happens. The docks that you guys are on are relatively large. Like there's enough space here for a few dozen ships to be able to dock of various sizes. And you guys are one of the smaller ships. So you can see like the docks themselves never really get dead per se. Like there's always people moving around and stuff like that. But you don't see any kind of, attempted robberies or anything over the next few hours. The rest of you?
Hmm.
Look at that pauper. Sorry, that is involuntary at this point.
Yes.
She's old. She's an old pupper.
Like 9 now.
So, what do the rest of you guys want to do? I will say, you guys still haven't found a job.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, we were looking to do that, and then alright.
Yep.
I already found a job.
Neighborhood.
Well,
Almost got us killed.
Aw, kitty. Yeah.
Okay.
You can try again?
Want to grow in groups, or you guys want to go
Yeah, let's.
the one group?
Yeah, let's go in one group this time. Watch each other's backs.
You want anyone to stay at the ship?
you guys do have Thomas now. Has joined the crew since Reggie
That's
might
right.
not be aware of that. Thomas is now your
A part of the crew.
chef.
He
Oh, nice.
Yep.
good food.
He's our Sanji.
And he went and got groceries.
Oh, we
and he
got
has
No,
a
we brought
sword.
him. We
Oh.
brought him.
Yeah.
He brought him groceries. That's right.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Smegwick will go downstairs, see where people are.
I think at this point, Arai is still in Crexty's room, playing with her ears.
Hmm.
So if you go all the way down to Arai's
Yeah.
room, you will find it empty. But Arai, did you bring your pike with you, or did you leave that in your room?
I left it in my room.
So you do see that she is currently not armed.
Unarmed. Not still dangerous, just unarmed.
So what do you want to do, Smegwick?
Stop
Well-
bunny therapy.
So, do you want to talk about it?
Are you in my room?
Yeah, after you want to check there,
Oh.
you don't need to
Oh.
check around. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Like, is he talking to the pike? Because the pike
No.
wants to talk. He
if
probably
the
wouldn't
pike
like
starts
it.
talking, we're gonna have a whole new set of
The
problems.
the pike just stands there like
Actually.
this the entire time. So
Yeah.
so yeah, as you come up, you eventually can see Crexty's door is a little bit open, and if you kind of glance in, you can see Arai resting her chin effectively on top of Crexty's head, as Crexty just seems to be almost oblivious to the fact that she has gained Eladrin headwear, as Arai just kind of strokes her ears. Still, you can still see kind of the fuming expression on her, though not quite as pronounced as it was, when she first woke up.
Until she sees you and hears your voice. So.
I am told my voice is very soothing. Thank you very much.
Arai's gonna just turn sort of towards Smegwick's voice and just not say anything, but just you're gonna see his like jaw clench again, and he's just gonna start glaring.
I understand you're pissed. You have every right to your feeling. I'm really not good at this. If you have questions, or if you want to talk, or if you would like your space,
Stare off.
Yep. Rai's not gonna respond. He's just gonna sit there and glare at you. While stroking Crexney's ears.
Oh yeah.
And a sweet bunny action.
okay,
Yep.
I'm going to interpret that as you want your space. We're gonna go looking for work. if you would like to have words at any time.
I know where to find you. Okay. Break. The tension
Slow-
is real.
Slowly turns.
Don't break eye contact. If you break eye contact, that's when he strikes.
That's what it is.
Like, and all of a
Ash
sudden
is
there's
just
an
like-
eye. Ah!
My tools off the bench. And it, look, gone.
Suddenly you hear clanging right where you just stood.
All right, so who wants to be on the team that leaves the ship, and who wants to stay on the ship?
Doesn't matter.
Please, for the love
I mean,
of God, somebody say something.
I'm going.
All right, it's good. All right,
Me
you stay on the
too.
ship.
All right.
Reggie's staying because now he's it's become personal with this group of thieves trying to get on the boat. So he's just sitting there waiting for him.
Yeah.
Well, and, I will make it a point before we do leave, because now Smegwick has access to it. He will cast the ritual spell Alarm
Ooh.
going into the cabin.
Okay.
And obviously
So,
he can,
the
he,
way
designate
that-
who, he can designate who won't trip it off.
Yeah. The way that the spell works is you actually place kind of a string that kind of marks off the area. Where specifically are you going to alarm? Are you going to be the gangplank coming up? Are you going to the lower decks? Like, what specifically are you alarming?
I figure the door going into the lower decks,
Okay.
because anyone, because like if it goes through some shenanigans, they might like some other way in. There's only going to be one way actually into the actual ship, which would be that. So
Okay. Cool. So Smegwick is leaving. Aoi is leaving. The rest of you three are going to chill on the ship.
Hmm?
Sure. I want to be working on something.
Okay.
When I want to do something like that, do I talk to you first or kind of just say it?
Yeah, you can say like, well, I want to create this, and then I'll make a decision as to like how long I think that would take and how many rolls you need to make for it. Or in between games, you can always shoot me messages over
Okay.
Discord or whatever.
Yeah,
By the
if-
way, these are the things that I want to work on, and we can talk about it there. But
And then buying
Yeah,
pieces and
if,
parts is like
you,
going.
if
go
you
ahead.
can get away from Arai's petting.
Oh, I'm just working around it by now. I'm just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
For
Rai's
the-
moving along with her. Portable
For the
hat.
most part, when you are in port, supplies and things like that are just, I will tell you how much money it costs you to find them. Or it
So-
might have you make a roll to see if you can find them cheaper. When you're
yeah.
out to sea, I might say, well, if you want to make this, you're going to have to find somewhere to find. Like if you wanted to make a flamethrower, let's say,
mhm.
um,
It's going to be an
at
electric
port,
one, but-
you're going to be able to find chemicals and things like that that you would need to make
Sure.
the flamethrower. Whereas at sea, I would go, well, you can experiment because you will have spare parts around.
Okay, yeah, that's
you
what I
can
was going to
experiment
say.
with the creation, but the
a
chemicals
model,
you need to
yeah.
find an actual
Okay.
place to buy them. Does that make
Eh,
sense?
And then would I be able just to say, oh, we're out. Let me pick up some extra pieces. Let me pick up some scrap stuff
Sure.
so I can tinker with. Okay.
Absolutely.
Essentially.
Worst
that's what
case scenario, you can always ask Bartholomew.
Right, I know. I'm keeping it in my back pocket.
So, any specific, any
Yes.
particular?
I want to
things?
be able to hold energy that can attach to my crossbow, kind of like charging it.
Okay.
Like they get shocked. I'm not saying it has to do extra damage.
So things that like increase your damage and stuff like that are probably going to be a bit beyond what you can do with just tinkering. That would be something that you would probably get through an infusion.
Okay.
Through as you level up as the artificer, you get to learn more infusions. So that
Okay.
would, how we would do mechanically. That's how we would do things like that.
Okay.
If you want something that like maybe changes your damage type. Let's say instead of doing like piercing damage, you can do electric damage or lightning
Yeah.
damage with it or something.
Mhm.
Um,
Like maybe the pieces are like interchangeable, and I just put an electric one on.
Yeah, something like that. We can discuss how
Okay.
you would be able to do that. But that would be something that would take a relatively
That's fair.
long period of time to
Yep.
to create. Because
Yep,
crossbows
I'm
themselves are not really designed to be electric. It's kind of one of the benefits of a crossbow.
But they
Yeah.
can be electric blue.
Electric
Yeah.
blue.
So, Smegwick and Owie, as you guys step off the ship and you kind of get out of the docks, depending on the kind of work that you're looking for, just barely outside of the docks, you will find people. Like there's effectively an inn right at the edge of the docks where people looking to hire ships for like transporting cargo or booking passage to another city or something like that. You'd be able to find lots of different people there if you're looking for that type of work. If you're looking for more work like what you guys have done before, you go further into the station. So where do you guys want to look for work?
My quick suggestion is going to be, I think maybe we look for transport later or anything like transportation cargo later. I think Arai might want to work out some aggression, so let's see if we can't find anything along those lines.
Okay.
Because if we gotta, if gotta work through his feelings and beat the crap out of someone, I'd rather, not be
Yeah.
us and get paid for it. That's a bonus.
Yeah, you're right. Got a point.
So as you guys are kind of wandering through Voxus Landing, you eventually start seeing kind of a crowd gathering near one of effectively the adventuring guilds. In Voxus Landing, because they're in the center of wow, I can't remember any of the Fading Isles. There we go. Because they're in the center of the Fading Isles, one of the largest sources of work is when a new island kind of pops up from the Veil. Mining teams will go there because every island that pops up from the Veil has rich veins of minerals and ores and things like that. But they also tend to have quite a few monsters. So it's fairly regular to see quite a few places that the entirety of their business model is they provide a place for people to look for either mining staff or adventurers meant to clear out the island before the miners get there. And as you come to one of these places, you can see there's a massive crowd there, much larger than the crowds that you guys have seen before, and everybody seems really excited. As you get closer, people start talking about, you start hearing little whispers and bits of conversation about the largest island they've ever seen, and looking for multiple adventuring groups to clear it and all this stuff. And as you get to the front, you can see a tall Aarakocra standing there, almost like a carnival barker, kind of going out, yes, we are looking for a grand total of 6, I told you, 6 different adventuring groups to go clear one of the richest deposits we have ever seen on one of the largest Fading Isles that have ever been recorded. Trust me, folks, you're going to want to have a piece of this pie. This is history making if you can clear this island of the crazy, incredible creatures from beneath the veil. Your names will live down in history. You'll be able to get any job you want simply by saying, I was there.
Smegwick leans over to Owie. They pitch this every time a new island comes up.
I will say this is definitely a lot more fanfare than you're used to seeing for anyone
Considering
looking
the
for
size of
this.
the island.
Yeah, and like people are taking it seriously. Like again, generally you don't have people barking basically for miners. There are boards that you can go to and go, oh look, they need, you know, an island cleared in this amount of time or something. This is kind of an event.
Yeah. Just make a point like I used to have that. Luck was not going my way. I was staring down the barrel of being a potential miner when these situations come up.
Oh.
But apparently they need teams clearing out.
Hmm.
Is there any way to tell like how long has the island been up?
Having conversations with other people and kind of seeing what he's saying, apparently the island is currently rising.
Oh.
Oh, it's still on the rise.
Yeah, it is such a large island that generally it takes maybe a few hours for an island to rise far enough that people can go on and start clearing it and things like that. This one has been rising for the past 4 days, and more land just keeps coming up with it. Thus far, size-wise, it's looking to be about half the size of the island that Abia sits on. So it is already a very, very large landmass, and it's getting bigger.
You would imagine also be like the question would be like, is it a bobber or is it going to be like one that'll be stationary for a while? And no one knows.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the perils of.
Yeah.
So, what do you two want to do?
So what are you thinking? We can do a little bit of clear cutting. There's always a chance of, depending on what they need done. Usually it sounds like, I'm going to guess, just from my own suspicion, that like it looks like they might be assigning people to areas. If that's the case, normally cases like this basically get paid to like just bust through as much as you can, clear out an area for the mining team, and we got enough people on hand. Anything we take out, we might be able to take back with us and sell off.
Okay. Good.
We might be committed if we put our hat in the ring right now, though. You think we ought to do it now? It might be a timing thing.
Okay.
This seems to be a quick grab. Do you think we ought to just go for it, or?
Did it?
All right, let's hope this works out.
Okay. So as you go up, you can see the Eric Cocker man sees you. Ah, strapping young gentleman coming forward. What can I do for you? Are you here for adventure, or are you here to discover your true worth?
Adventure, it pays better.
Ah, man after my own heart. Well, you will be pleased to hear that this is
Because
no...
capitalism.
This is no ordinary job. The wilds of this new fading isle are so chock full of monsters and adventures that there's no way we could put a single price on it. So, you will be paid entirely based on how many creatures you take out. Take a trophy from each one. We will pay by the head or the ear or however you decide to prove that you have cleared them out.
Are you currently on the? Is there any kind of a job posting about being on the lookout for any strange flora and fauna to bring back, or is that pretty much on us?
We are currently not looking for people to bring back flora or fauna. We are looking for people to clear. We will bring in specialists that will be able to tell which fauna and flora are worth keeping. And eventually we will be bringing on mining crews, but you will be the first people to touch down on this island. The first living, breathing, sentient creatures to ever set foot on this brand new world.
Okay, so are we going to be assigned quadrants to look into, or is it like just pretty much go wherever we are?
That will be entirely up to you. Whatever you need to do to clear out the creatures is up to you. Our only stipulation is we only pay for proof.
Okay, sounds like this is a free-for-all supermarket sweep.
You
All right.
got out the shopping carts.
All right, I will simply need, and he brings out this document that a very, very quick read over makes it pretty simple to kind of standard adventuring document. Nothing in it looks too shifty. They say that they pay, they don't put any rates on there. But they say that they pay per creature can get killed. Different creatures are going to have different value based on how large they are, how dangerous they are, and they say values to be decided upon proof of elimination, and then they ask for signatures.
Okay, do we have to sign for everyone, or does it have to just be each member
They
have
have
to sign on?
a list of names. You have to list all the people there, and then there are spaces for everyone to sign, but to make it a legally binding document, you need whoever effectively has the authority to speak for everyone to sign for it. So generally, something like this, the captain would be the person to sign.
And that's a conversation we still need to have.
Aye.
Okay, can I just take the documents, bring it back?
Of course, but remember, the longer you take to sign up, the less that will be there for you to eliminate. So bring it back quickly.
Yoink. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, bye.
So you guys get back to the ship. Reggie has not moved. Has just stared at the gangplank for 20 minutes.
We got a potential job ready.
You're
Mute.
muted.
God damn it. Oh, we did? Ooh, tell me about it. What do we got? What do we got?
Job, money, follow.
A new
Goodness.
island rose up. Apparently, they're looking for adventurers to eliminate, clear out the island.
Ooh, a new island. Ooh, that would be definitely exciting. All right, he's going to join them wherever they're going, but as he's walking, he's just kind of not looking away from the gangplank
Okay.
until like the very last moment.
So as you guys head downstairs, Crexney and Arai are still in her shop as Crexney is still kind of playing around with things that she thinks might be useful, and Arai is still just like
We've
Linus
decided we're working on the nameplate changing mechanism, and we're coming
Gotcha.
up with names.
gotcha.
Oh,
You
you're
want
not
to hear
just
the
work-
names?
Oh, you're not just working on nameplates. You're working on a nameplate rotor.
Yes.
But we're spitting names back and forth. Would you like to hear them?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
100%
one
yes.
well, one has to be the flying fish sticks.
What is the flying fish stick? You want to say yours first?
The gang's plank.
Usain Boat.
Upgrade.
Titanic 2. Sure. I have a unsinkable.
Oh no.
We're just putting a whole
That's
bunch of
Titanic
names.
too. Yep.
That's what I
Trust
got
the
so far.
birds. Trust the birds.
So, I'll have you go ahead and roll me a tinkering check, Crexney, to see how far you get with your rotating nameplate.
Let it refresh. Which one's tinkering? Is it on the actions?
Go ahead and I have to remember. Are you trained in Arcana?
Yep.
Go ahead and
Plus
make an
7.
Arcana check. It's the same. It's intelligence plus proficiency. So
Yes, 8.
So you guys have a lot of really cool names. As far as
That's
how
what I figured. Not gonna lie to you.
you're going to make it so that you can change what the name looks like on the ship. You're
I
not
got
quite there,
distracted.
but once you do, you guys have plenty of names that you think will work perfectly. So, Aoi and Smegwick and Reggie come in, and Smegwick, holding in his hand, has a contract.
Ship meeting.
Yay!
Possible work opportunities.
All
There-
right.
Very, very nice.
On my way.
Okay. So you guys kind of sit down in the little lounge on the mid deck.
Thomas,
Yes.
you too, just so you're aware.
He comes up.
Pardon?
You can see he has a bowl of something that he's stirring.
Kiss the chef.
But because
What
it's
is that
kind of
then?
dirty, you just see Ki, the sh.
The last time you watched that.
This is just from today. Apparently, baking is a lot more complicated than it looks.
Smells good. What's up, Smeg?
Okay, got a potential opportunity. Apparently, not too far from here, one of the biggest islands to date yet is on the rise and still rising. They're looking for teams signing up to clear as much as they can from the area for the miners to have a go at before the thing goes back down below the veil. It's still on the rise. The only question is, with things like this, they're always risky. Chances are, whether or not this, how stable the island is, how long it'll be up. It could be a bobber. It could be there for a couple of days. It could be there for a month. Usually, they could go down at any time. It's one of the major risks of teams going there in the first place. Basically, it's pretty straightforward for us. Anything we take out, we bring back proof of life, or in this case, lack thereof, and they will pay for it. It's pretty much a clearing operation, and so they can get the workers in on it. They're not really paying. I figure anything we find, bring back, we can sell. If it's like, anything like the Cloaca job we did, anything we might find that might be interesting to sell off on our own. But pretty much it's a clear cut.
Do you know how fast and slow islands move? Ever?
No one really
It's-
does. It's kind of a crapshoot.
It's random.
Ah,
That's the whole kind of business model of Voxus Landing. The reason it got as big as it is because it is a high risk, high reward situation. Like, again, there's lots of precious metals and ores on these islands, but if you're there too long and you go under when it goes under, you lose everything.
Yeah,
so you kind of have to choose: do we want to push a little bit harder and maybe get some more ore, or do we want to be safe and leave it and possibly leave some behind? The deeds to all of these islands, one of the lords of Voxus Landing actually
owns it.
has authority from the sovereignty to assign deeds out to who gets mining rights effectively, and they get to take a cut of it. And so, yeah, the only way you can legally mine any of these is to get a claim from Vox's Landing. It doesn't stop people from just showing up and trying to mine on their own, but that comes with its own issues. So, yeah.
That's also even greater risk because those people are operating on their own and they don't have any official ways to get out quick if they have to get out quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're even taking your life in your hands even more.
If the islands go under, our ship stays up, right?
Depending
ship
on
will
what
be there.
happens, when something, again, because you guys literally float on the Veil, if an island goes down fast enough, it can actually cause, in the same way that if you were on water and something sinks below the water, it can actually drag some things nearby down with it. So there's always danger.
Okay. Is it a risk you're willing to take, Megway?
I guess the question would be clarification. Would we be taking our ship or would they be like taking teams out?
From what's been described, they've effectively set up a base camp, or they're in the process of setting up a base camp that will have docks, so that you can get on, you would land on there, and then the ships themselves, when they're not actively loading or unloading cargo, there will be a little flotilla a few miles out that the ships kind of sit in.
So we're taking our own ship?
Yeah, you will be taking your own ship, but once you
Okay.
get on the island, you will lose the ability to get on your ship for a little bit because it has to go out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, like, parking on islands, like the ship's off there off
Yeah.
in the distance and there's like a dinghy or something.
Yeah, effectively, you have to talk to the valet, and then you give them the ticket, and then they have to go out and find your.
Sure.
So yeah.
I don't know. For me, it sounds like there's a lot of we have zero control over it. We don't have control of our ship. We don't have control of the island. We don't have control of what we're doing.
Kind of the risk we have to take if we're going to be independent contractors.
I can't think of a way to keep us safe.
I mean, the purpose, I mean, it's like, how safe could we be doing other things as well? It's kind of a crapshoot as well.
Yeah, but this is like instant death. Not we can fight our way out of it.
Not instant.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. 2-second death. Potentially. If you're willing to risk it out, I'm in. Adventure.
Adventure, adventure. Which is what Arai does as well.
Unfortunately, also this kind of job is part and parcel. It's kind of common around most of the areas. Fox's Landing, the other island as well. Happens around most of the other islands. They'll set up but they're kind of like positioned. It's work we can get. Now, there's other
Okay.
jobs we can get. This is currently the most.
Lucrative with less time.
I was gonna say high risk, high reward, quickest offer. I figured if we're looking to leave on our way out, we could look for cargo, shipping, work, transportation in regards to that. I figure as long as we're here, this is pretty much the only thing they're offering currently. If we're
Sure.
not down for this, we could always look for something else. But currently, I don't think we're going to find much else in regards
Sure.
to local because this is what everyone on the island's focusing on.
Sure. I hear you. I'm not totally against it. I'm just contemplating all the ways that it can go bad.
Oh,
As is,
trust me, if you do
as
that,
is
you're,
Jody.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am.
Who's Jody?
Stay-
Who's
Can
Can
Jody?
you roll for?
Who's Jody?
a wonderfully
My
Voice
God.
talking.
merciful dungeon master.
I mean, like I said, I'm down. If you want to go, I'm in.
Make me Coco.
Oh God, I'm never gonna say it that way again. What are your guys' take on it? Anybody
This is-
else?
This is currently what's being offered here. If people are not down for this, we can look in terms of transportation. Chances are also transportation may be temporarily, may not be as lucrative. I'm not saying it's not speaking for the situation, but right now, if everyone's focusing on this, that's also going to be a lot of things people might be looking to take from the island.
Mm.
Things like this tend to be the greatest potential to earn, while everyone waits to see what happens when one of these things pops up.
Sure. What are your 3 opinions? I gave mine.
But no one knows what's there.
I will say,
I'm in.
Arai, this would feel kind of familiar to you.
Mhm.
Like this, the risk-reward aspect of it is kind of similar to a fading ruin. Simply because if you are in the ruin when it fades again, you go with it to whatever time period it decides to go with. So it's kind of a similar experience.
If you guys haven't had that experience before, it's great. I'm in.
As
Right.
she rubs it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in.
You thought you were getting this ear back today.
Allie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Razor?
And I also start petting Crexney and assurance it'll be okay.
Okay, so show of hands, who's going? Who's down? Who's down?
All right.
Oh.
Yes, we're going.
Spitwick goes.
Hmm.
Thomas just kind of sits there. I'll stay on the ship.
Yeah, the ship's coming with us, but yeah.
Hi.
That's fine. I've done the whole like extermination thing.
Mm.
Not as much fun as it sounds. So,
If we run into trouble, are you capable of steering the ship?
fantastic question. No,
Okay.
haven't any ability whatsoever to control magic. So the
All right.
wheel is just kind of it's fun to turn. I like doing that,
Mm.
but couldn't pilot it to save my life. However, I am very good at rowing. So if you need me to take, a longboat and row to you, I'm your man.
Mm.
Out of character, do we actually have that capability?
Yeah, you
Is our
guys
ship-
have
is our ship-
you guys do have one longboat on the ship,
Okay.
which is kind of necessary for times when you can't actually get there's no dock or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would have again, the situation that's been described to you, either you can dock your ship there long enough to get your crew and big stuff off, or if the only thing that you're transporting is crew or very small items, a lot of people will be just rowing out to the flotilla and back because it's significantly faster to dock a longboat than it is to dock a ship. So a lot of people will be leaving kind of a skeleton crew on their ship and then just going back and forth on longboats.
Away.
Okay, it looks like that's what we're gonna have to do.
Then what are we waiting around here for? It's first come, first serve.
Well, first we gotta take
You gotta
the
go
contract
back and
back.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We need to sign.
Before we do, next thing. Just gonna say, because we're all here. Arai, are we good? Are we good?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Not to pressure you, but I was just like,
Are we?
Crexy starts feeling like her ear getting tugged a little bit. You're like,
Every
losing,
single time.
losing fur on the left ear.
Right.
Okay.
Should we trust that we're fine?
We're fine. I know
Okay.
why you did it. We're fine. But if we see that Eladrin, we will not be fine.
Oh, sure, I understand that too. If anyone's down for like you having your anger directed somewhere else other than me, I am number one in support of that.
I am number one.
Just keep in mind this might be another Abia situation, so please give us advance notice if there's going to be dismemberment, so we know to get the hell out of Dodge quick enough.
Who did I dismember?
If you're going to dismember someone,
Oh.
because on the
That wasn't
upside,
Abia. That was
no, I'm saying because give us enough heads up that way. Because on the
can
bonus
plan our
side,
escape.
we get an escape plan. Downside, if they find out, they discover that's premeditated.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's sign.
So after you all sign, you take the contract back. The Barker kind of picks it up, and you see him immediately give it to another person that you almost didn't realize was there. It's a little halfling who's basically just sitting at a desk near him, and the Aarakocra is just so kind of boisterous and charismatic that no one even realizes the halfling is there. And so as he looks over the contract, he goes, "All right, this looks like you've got everything here." And he starts writing some things out. You can see some nautical coordinates and things like that. "All right, this is where the island is. What you're going to do is you're going to dock first. You're going to give him this," and he gives you a kind of token kind of thing, like a wooden toggle almost. He goes, "This will prove that you're from us. Don't try to recreate it. There's some magic in there that we put in specifically to ensure that no one else can go there without us saying so. Go ahead, as soon as you talk, they'll assign you living quarters on the island if you prefer to sleep there instead of going all the way back to your ship. Afterwards, they will... we can have someone pilot your ship back to the flotilla, or you can leave your own pilot on it. And welcome to the job. We're hoping to find something impressive there. Do you have a title for the team itself, or will you simply be going as unaligned?"
Can't hear you.
Oh, you're
Muted.
muted. Or
Just going with the name of the ship.
Yeah.
The flying fish.
the flying fish.
No!
That's the name of the ship, Kurt. That's the name of the ship.
Titanic 2. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Usain Boat.
Usain Boat.
It's only listed. They haven't made the plates yet.
You insane boat. Wow, that's strange. Officially right now, the title of the ship is and I cannot pronounce the name, but Imp knows what it is. The actual name of the ship is what you guys have, so.
The Almirage's Escapade, but we called
It's
we docked as the Flying Fish Sticks.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Why?
And I have a brother.
Oh,
So
God
the
damn
flying
it!
fish sticks is what it is. Alright then. Fish sticks, we're, and he kind of reaches his hand out. It's great for you to be part of the expedition. Can't wait to see exactly what the fish sticks can do for us.
Thank you
Wouldn't
very
you like
much.
to know?
Alright, now get the hell out of here. I've got other people to talk to.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Panko, tartar sauce. Let's go.
Bacon tartar sauce.
Take inspiration for that. I like that.
Thank you.
Oh, that was good. Wow.
Panko, tartar sauce, custard.
So, you guys
Custard.
get back on the ship and you're able to kind of get prepped and anything. Anything else you guys want to do before you leave Vox's Landing specifically?
Is there anything else we need to get, purchase, acquire?
For the most part, you got your supply shopping done.
Okay.
We can get the
And,
material. We can get the various materials. Was Crexy wanting anything in particular?
The only thing I'm working on right this second is going to be that nameplate.
We can get
um,
general. We can get general materials too, just
yeah.
like general
That,
straps and
He
ingots.
said we have that.
Yeah, that stuff she's already got.
We have
cooked,
already.
So.
Yeah. We got that for
Bartholomew
person.
gave
Gave me a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that and I would assume Crexney, just because of being an artificer, generally.
I'm stealing scrap metal from everywhere we go.
Yeah, it's kind of almost an absent-minded thing of, oh, I could use this, and so trash and things like that
Crossbow
It's
it
never
and just
safe.
carry it with me.
around
Are-
Crexney.
Are any of those super bolt throw across things functional or?
They're all functional right now.
Yeah, because she knew how she broke them, it wasn't remarkably difficult for her to fix them again. So, if anyone
Is that
wants
what-
one of the sniper crossbows, they're they're fixed.
They're ready to go. You need one? Do you want one?
I'm more deadly with this.
Okay.
I'm more dangerous with one of those things in my hand.
He's gonna stunk. Huge hole in the wall of the ship.
Reggie just kind of looks out from the other side of the wall, just, the fuck, man?
So,
Got my hammock.
Upgrades.
Newport window.
So, you guys are able to get the ship together, and you head off. If you look at the map, which I theoretically should be able to show here, haha, I can. Let's do this here. If you look at the map itself, you guys are actually heading to this island right here. So as you guys are traveling through, you can to get there. It takes you about a day and a half to about 2 days to actually get to the island itself.
Does it? Does it?
Well, depending on how liberal you want to be with your new upgrades, you could
Great.
probably cut off half a day's journey.
I still need time to make these nameplates because if something happens, so I don't know if you want to
Well, I
waste the
mean-
time or not.
I mean, right now, I don't think nameplates will be the highest priority for us.
That's the same.
now.
That and they
I-
won't let you dock on a different ship. So
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Make
Then
sure
push
we
the button.
we do it. Just make sure we're not in sight of any other ships, and then punch it.
okay.
I would like to be somewhere on the top because I'm still trying to figure out how it's
Yeah.
working. So when
Yeah,
I
Okay.
punch
need
it,
to. Yeah, everyone brace first.
Okay.
Everyone's just gonna like lay flat against the cabin.
Okay.
Having to just like,
Now
Oh,
that you guys
dear.
are a little bit more familiar with the acceleration and everything, it's not difficult for you to kind of brace yourself for it. And you still get that kind of queasy feeling when it hits of your stomach just kind of getting caught in the back of your throat. But you guys, yeah, you shave off about half a day's journey by using it relatively liberally. And it doesn't seem to be getting damaged or anything by the extended use. Eventually, you guys do see on the horizon a makeshift camp on the edge of a remarkably large island that is covered in forests and jungles and other things like that, and also has kind of open plains. Like, it looks it looks like a new world, to be to use the exact correct phrases. Like, the vegetation and stuff like that looks very kind of otherworldly. There are greens and purples mixed in that don't quite look like vegetation should. As you get closer, you can see further down. There seems to be kind of like a giant mushroom forest further in, where the mushrooms themselves are multiple stories to tall, kind of like sequoia-sized mushrooms and things like that. And as you dock, you can see this kind of thriving little port that has kind of makeshift palisades built up around it to protect it. You guys are assigned effectively a relatively large tent with 6 beds in it, because everything is done with are technically they're cots inside of a or hammocks inside of a tent. But you guys have your own tent that you can sleep in. Inside the tent, there's a relatively decently sized footlocker that you that has a remarkably sturdy locking mechanism on it and seems to be warded against things like the knock spell and stuff like that, so it can be used to store precious things without having to worry about them.
It's like that. This is like the ones assigned to us.
Yes.
Okay.
As you get there, you can see a few other groups coming in. The first group that you can see is actually a group of 4 Harengon. All having various shades of kind of cream colored fur with kind of chocolate splotches in various places. And they're obviously built for speed. They're all wearing kind of light leather armor. You notice that they're not even wearing kind of big packs or anything. One of them has 2 hand crossbows. Another one has a longsword kind of strapped to their back. A third one doesn't seem to be carrying any weapons or anything, just kind of a bandolier that has various kind of potions and other kind of vials is on it. And the fourth one just has kind of a staff that they lean on with an orb at the top of it. And you see them kind of have a real quick conversation, and then they immediately kind of jump and run out into the wilderness. You know there are other groups that arrived before you, but it seems that most groups, as soon as they get there, are out into the wilds almost instantly. So if you guys want to wait around for a little bit, you can see if other groups come in, if you want to kind of see who your competition is, or you can decide to get ready to explore. What do you guys wanted to do?
I think it'd definitely be interesting to check out the competition to see just how shady, not shady they may be.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay.
All right. So, how long do you guys want to chill and kind of wait to see? A couple hours, the end of the day. As you guys get there, it's about kind of just before noon. So if you want to wait until nightfall, sleep, and then start in the morning, you can. What do you guys want to do?
Wait for Thomas to finish baking his cake.
Okay.
How quickly do we want to go off? Do we want to go off right now, or do you want to wait for the rest to see who else shows up?
What's
read
the
on?
benefit of waiting and seeing who else is showing up?
Getting
What
ready to
does
see
it change?
anyone we need to watch out for, be concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, how many teams we plan? Are we gonna watch and see everybody who comes in, or are we gonna just watch and see it the first few?
That's what I'm saying. Like we can wait and see, just like check out a couple of the other teams visiting, and see if some people might be going right now. If we want to go out right now, we can.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't see the benefit of waiting and seeing everybody because we don't even know how many teams are coming. So we could see 2 great ones and then one horrible one shows up after we leave.
Well, they were giving out 6, but there's always the chance that other people might be showing up too.
So we've seen 1. You want to wait around and see when 6 show up and then go?
4.
4. Sorry.
Okay. I'm fine with just going. There's no, Arai sees no reason why you guys should be waiting.
Either one's viable. Either one's. There's no wrong answers here.
Yep. I'm okay with just going.
Reggie, Howie.
Before I make a decision, could I just do like a quick perception check just to get a general idea of just a quick glance, if possible, of who looks shifty and who doesn't, just to kind of get like a baseline idea of what the general air is.
Go ahead and make me an insight check for that.
Okay. 23.
23. Okay, so kind of looking around, for the most part, the people that are here, you wouldn't really categorize them as shifty. In fact, the best word that comes to your mind when you see them is more along the lines of boring. The people that are on the ground right now are the people that are building out this base. Like, you guys got here, the fortress itself has not existed for more than a day or so here, and so there's still bits and pieces that are being built and put together and the things like that. So most of the people around are either you've seen about 3 people that you would basically call kind of administrators or managers kind of things. And then everyone else is just, these people are reinforcing the palisades, these people are building guard towers, these people are building the tents and things for the eventual miners that are going to be coming here. This guy is setting up the mess hall and everything. So it's very much kind of industrial kind of people.
And taking all that into account, Reggie just kind of turns back to everyone and goes, honestly, I think we can get away with getting a head start before everyone else.
Okay.
All
Just remember, we're not strictly in a competition with anyone else, but there is always the chance that someone may want to poach our stuff, because that's pretty much what the goal is going to be.
Poach our stuff, like what we bring in.
Yeah.
Again, they pay for proof, so
Yeah.
It's fair. Let's see.
One team doesn't bring in a tail and the other one brings in left ears. There's lots of parts to your creature.
Yeah, but they don't want to get taken from us. Okay. I was trying to think, is there any way to keep what we have safe, but I don't think so, without it being heavy or something to bring it down with us.
well again, you guys do have that footlocker.
The two options we have is the foot locker, or we go through the trouble of rowing back to our ship and storing there.
Yeah. Because even though it's part of the flotilla, like, no one's going to be coming on your ship.
Yeah, but I just mean as far as like when we're on land, someone coming at us. That's what I'm talking about, not so much the footlocker. Or I'm saying, oh, they saw us kill 5 things, now we're targets because they want those 5 things. I'm talking about protecting that.
Don't you also have a bag of holding?
I do. I was gonna say, can they get into that, or would they even know? Because it stays small, right?
Yeah, I mean, a bag of holding is a relatively common magic item, so they would recognize that you have a bag of holding, because it looks like a bag, but you can put a lot more stuff in it than should be possible.
Sure.
However, to get into your bag of holding, they would have to take it off of you.
Oh, okay.
So it's pickpocketing from a bag of holding is significantly more complicated than taking a belt pouch full of coins.
Then we should be okay on that end a little bit. So, all right. Well, I'll bring my weapons. Big crossbow. Just one.
All right. So as you guys come to the edge of the camp, you kind of look over the wilderness, trying to decide where you were going to go first on this brand new frontier. That is where we're going to end it
Oh, womp, womp, womp.
tonight.
Nice.
As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/ChurchofTrainerJody. Otherwise, again, this is all for me today, and I'll see you guys in the next time. All right? Bye-bye.